These 5 habits are ruining your life, but most people don't even realize. So imagine this, you wake up feeling behind, you set goals, but you never follow through. Motivation seems fleeting. Why does this keep happening? Here's the truth. It's not about lacking willpower or even being lazy. You've been unknowingly programmed to stay stuck. And by the end of this video, you'll uncover these hidden habits, understand their impact, and most importantly, learn how to break free. And habit 5 is the silent killer of dreams. 99% of people do this without even realizing. The hidden habits that are keeping you stuck and how to fix them. Habit 1, the tomorrow trap. Procrastination disguised as planning. You know that feeling when you tell yourself, I'll start on Monday, or I just need a little bit more research first. It feels responsible, like you're setting yourself up for success. But here's the truth. Excuse me. You're not planning, you're actually delaying. Dr. Tim, can't pronounce his surname, so I'll put it up here. He's a psychology professor at Carleton University, and he discovered that procrastination isn't a time management issue. It's actually an emotion regulation problem. So we put things off not because we're lazy, but because we're avoiding the discomfort, whether it's fear of failure, overwhelm, or just not feeling ready. So how do you break the cycle? So there's a 2-minute rule. The moment you catch yourself delaying something important, shrink it down to the smallest possible step. So let's say you want to work out, just do one stretch, okay? If you need to write, just type one single sentence. That's it. If you have a big project, just open a document. That's it. One small step. Because once you start, your brain naturally wants to continue. So ask yourself, what is one thing that you keep putting off? And now shrink it to a 2-minute action and do it. Okay, habit 2. The comfort zone creep. How your brain tricks you into staying small. So have you ever noticed you get super excited about a big goal and then out of nowhere, your brain starts feeding doubts? It's too risky. I'm not ready. What if I fail? This isn't random. It's because your brain is wired for safety, not success. So neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman, he's got an amazing YouTube channel. So he explains that dopamine, which basically plays a crucial role in motivation, is at its highest when we're actively pursuing a goal. But here's the catch. Fear and stress can suppress it, and it actually makes it harder to take action. So your brain would rather keep you safe and small than take a chance on growth. So how do you break through? So you can use the 5-second rule method by Mel Robbins. So for all of those that haven't heard, basically the moment hesitation kicks in, you count down from 5 to 1 and act immediately. Why this works is because this interrupts your brain's fear response before self-doubt can stop you. So let's say you're thinking about applying for that job, yeah, or applying for an opportunity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send an email. That's it. If you want to start a business, again, count down 5, 4, 3, and just take the first step. It doesn't matter how big or small, just take it. If you need to have a tough conversation, count down and just say the first word and the body will take over. The faster you act, the less resistance your brain has time to create. So why don't you just try this today? What's one thing you've been putting off? Count down from 5 and take action, like right now. Even if you've got to pause this video, do it. Think about it, okay? It's all in the action. So habit 3 is dopamine hijacking. It's your brain is addicted to instant gratification. So if you ever plan to get something important done, only to find yourself scrolling, I'm giggling because I do it, watching videos or checking messages, you tell yourself just one more minute. Then suddenly, before you know it, like 45 minutes or 2 hours has just gone. So research from Harvard Medical School and Stanford University shows that constant digital distractions and media multitasking actually weaken our focus, memory, and our ability to think deeply. And the more you feed the cycle, the harder it becomes to concentrate on meaningful work. Why? Because every time you check your phone, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. And the more you indulge, the more your brain craves instant gratification. So instead of deep, meaningful work. And this is why focusing on long-term goals can feel hard. So how can you escape the dopamine trap? So the dopamine detox method. So you can try and cut low quality dopamine triggers and replace them with high quality dopamine sources. So what do I mean by low quality dopamine things? So avoid things like mindless scrolling, checking notifications every few minutes. I mean, some people are on their phone constantly, and actually they say some people are checking every 3 minutes. So stop doing that. Stop binge watching with no real value or purpose to what it is that you're watching. And so high quality dopamine things that you can do is like move your body, exercise, stretch, walk, dance, sing, learn a new skill, read, watch an educational video, do a course, excuse me, and do deep focused work where there are no distractions. Even just put your phone in another room completely. So try this challenge, okay? Next time you feel the urge to check your phone, pause, take a deep breath and ask, is this adding real value to my life? Because the more control you have over your dopamine, the more control you have over your entire life. So, habit 4 is your inner critic, the silent voice that keeps you stuck. So you might not realize it, but there's a voice inside your head that's keeping you stuck. It might whisper things like, you're not good enough. What if you fail? People will judge you. And the worst part is you believe it. So when you engage in repeated negative self-talk, it actually reinforces neural pathways associated with those thoughts, making negative thinking patterns more automatic over time. So you'll have no control. They'll just be happening automatically. And also, and thanks to neuroplasticity, we now know that the brain continuously rewires itself based on repeated experiences, meaning the more you engage in certain thought patterns, the stronger and more ingrained they become. This is why habitual negative thinking can feel automatic. But the good news is, the same process can be used to rewire your brain for positive and empowering thoughts instead. So how do you break free? So one tool you can try is the name your inner critic tip. So give the voice a name. Oh, that's just doubtful Dave talking again. Or that's negative Nancy trying to hold me back. Why does this work? Because once you separate the voice from yourself, you actually will stop identifying with it. So next time that voice shows up, try this. Say, thanks for your input, but I'm moving forward anyway. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. So habit 5, living in passive mode instead of creator mode. Now, be honest with yourself. Are you consuming more than you are creating? So you watch videos, you read books, you listen to podcasts, but are you actually applying what you learn? Because here's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. Action. That's it. Actually just taking action. So there's this one rule that you can start applying, and just to balance consuming with creating. So if you read a book, write down, what have you learned? What will you apply to your life? If you've watched a video, apply one thing from it today. Don't wait. If you listen to a podcast, teach what you learned to someone else, because the real transformation happens when you take action. So here's your challenge. What's one thing you've learned today that you will apply right now? Drop it in the comments. And the final challenge, which habit are you breaking first? Comment below, which of these 5 habits do you struggle with the most? Write it down. It makes it real and actually more likely that you will succeed. And if you're ready to level up, watch my previous video on your mind is tricking you. Here's proof.